Hello, I'm Rupali bringing you stories of goodness, generosity, and solidarity in the times of crisis. We all know that restaurants across the world have been badly hit by the coronavirus pandemic. The situation is no different in India. However, what I found really heartening is how a group of restaurants across the nation have come together for a common purpose. They have joined hands and they've opened up their kitchens to feed the most vulnerable sections of society who are going hungry due to the crisis. I found this very interesting and I thought I should share it with you. So I spoke with Gauri Devidayal, who is part of the NRAI or the National Restaurant Association of India, on the initiative called Feed the Needy, how they went about it, how they managed to achieve scale, and what they are doing to reach their initiative's mission, which is to feed and to serve 10 million meals across the nation. Well, thanks, Gauri, for your time. Feed the Needy indeed has been one of the most talked about and really heartfelt initiatives to feed lakhs and lakhs of migrants who are really the most vulnerable right now in our big cities. How did the idea come about and how did you mobilize so many restaurants?
Hi, Rupali, and thank you for inviting me on this chat. Feed the Needy was an initiative launched by the National Restaurant Association of India, of which our company is a part, and the association has several thousand members. When the lockdown was announced towards the end of March. There was an instant sort of reaction to what the humanitarian fallout of this lockdown is going to be, which essentially was about migrant workers and daily wagers who were instantly thrown out of a job and any source of income. And the restaurant industry is uniquely positioned to have ready infrastructure to be able to mobilize cooking on a large scale. And it was a complete no-brainer in terms of what the need of the hour was. And the managing committee of the association of the NRAI appealed to its members, and of course everyone was ready. I think the only challenge that we faced as restaurateurs was that a lot of our team members had actually already left for their villages and they were in lockdown wherever they were. So but whatever resource we did have available to us, everyone kind of rallied together and got it off the ground.
So, what's the process? How does it happen on a daily basis?
Our real strength was in preparing the food. And then, of course, there's the aspect of distribution. So this is where the NRAI coordinated with various sort of organizations that were taking care of this distribution, which ranged from the municipality, local cooperators, NGOs, etc. And so, we divided it up city-wise and had one point of contact for each city. And, they sort of let us know what was required. And, we just basically got together and ensured that the food reached where it needed to reach, and then, handed it over to the people who were equipped to distribute it further.
Right. So organizing and mobilizing, preparing food at such a large scale on a day-to-day basis, of course, is not easy and requires a great deal of planning as well as resources. So which are the creative ways in which restaurants are reaching out to others, urging them to donate for this cause?
There were two things that were needed in parallel. One was, of course, the actual food preparation and distribution, and then separately there was a fundraising initiative because we all expected the lockdown to kind of get extended, and looking at the situation today where we've served sort of over 5.5 million meals, there's obviously a cost to that, which even at a bare minimum, we wanted to at least try and help the participating restaurants out where possible. And so with regard to the preparation of the food, WhatsApp Zindabad, I guess, because that's how everything was coordinated on a local level. And the local city reps who were everyone's point of contact were just incredible, because it's not just about needing, you have to source ingredients, you have to like get your teams together to prepare, and you also had to figure out packaging. And then we needed to get police permits because it was a complete lockdown in the beginning, and nobody was allowed to be out and about. There was a very massive restriction on who did have permission to get around. So even though this was a charitable effort, a relief effort that was being done, there had to be that coordination with the authorities to allow our vehicles to move around. So there was a lot of support from between restaurateurs, sharing information of how they were able to get permissions, etc. And then on the other hand was the fundraising initiative, which literally everyone used all their contacts, and of course social media was a huge help in that respect. I mean, anyone who was putting up. And I think what really helped was, of course, there were a lot of similar, there was a lot of fundraising going on generally for different causes. And I think what worked for this, for us to be able to have raised what we did, is that, I think because we were the ones undertaking the activity ourselves, and we were, we could vouch for the fact that it was being done, and that we were we knew where the funds were being going to be used, and that they were actually being used as they sort of were being purported to. So that really kind of gave people the comfort to be able to donate in whatever way they could. And people have been really generous with their contributions. And so yeah, I think that's kind of how it happened.
Also, a takeaway from this effort that I find extremely heartwarming is that the best values, the best human values of kindness, of generosity, and solidarity and teamwork really shine during a crisis like this. And this, one would say, is one such example.
Yeah, I mean, it was really sort of like heartwarming, because firstly, it was an industry that's otherwise quite competitive, collaborating without really, blinking an eyelid. And then also, for our own team members, especially when the lockdown had just kicked in, everyone was really freaked out with the whole situation. Now it's of course been it's been over a month, coming up on 2 months. So it's sort of, people are kind of slowly acclimatizing to this new normal. But at that time it was truly a scary situation. I mean, it still is, but for all of us to grapple with. But those who were there, it was not even there was no kind of discussion of whether this is something we should do. Everyone was just like, this needs to be done. And I just found that really. And then of course, just seeing the gratitude, like the overwhelming gratitude from people who were receiving these meals, was just, it was a no-brainer for, I think, everyone involved.
Right. Well, absolutely amazing initiative. Keep up the good work, Gauri. And let's hope that this initiative also inspires others watching to contribute in any way that they can, small or big. That doesn't matter. The idea is that, can you make a difference? And really, can you be a part of change for the better? Thanks a lot, Gauri. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.